Good morning. Welcome back to 10 Minutes of Meaning, our weekly study of Mesillas Yesharim, the Ramchal, R Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, who is helping us step-by-step court our path towards being a better version of ourselves. I want to thank our generous sponsor of 10 Minutes of Meaning for the year, Jeffrey Gelb, memory of Mishul Ben David, Shendel Baz David, Avne Ben Avram HaKohen. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Also, this morning's shir is sponsored by Kayla and David Haskell for the Refuah Shlema of Esther Tila Bas Ariel Tzipora. Thank you for your generosity. We are in the 19th chapter of Mesillas Yesharim of the Ramchal. We've been learning about the midah of Hasidus. It's taking us a long time. It takes a long time to be an authentic, genuine, and a proper Hasid. It's not as simple as putting on a shtreimel or a bekisha. It's not as simple as wearing a kapata or a gartel. Being a Hasid is what happens inside. It is who we are in our heart, in our attitude, in our approach to Hashem. And lastly, we've been learning that the Hasid strives, dedicates, devotes his or her life to being mar bekvod shemayim. Our entire life is dedicated to promoting and expanding and pursuing, spreading Hashem's great name. We want others to be drawn close. We want others to perceive and to feel His presence. We want others to attach and feel that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is accessible to them. And because of that, the Ramchal tells us that the absence of Shechina, Churban, the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash, the notion of exile should pain us. It should create great anguish. If our entire life mission is for everyone to see Gilui Shechina, to perceive and see the revealed, exposed, providential hand of Hashem, then when it is hidden, when there's Churban, when there's destruction, when there's exile, Siluk Shechina, when there's an absence of God, and people think the world is random and chance, they think it's by accident or it's by nature, then that should pain us greatly. This type of a chassid, in addition to serving Hashem with the intent through mitzvos, ודאי צריך, שיצטער, תמיד צער ממש על הגלות ועל החורבן. We mentioned last week how when I picked up Rav Shechter, he said, why were people staring at me when I cried, when I looked up instead of a Beis HaMikdash and saw a mosque? Doesn't everybody cry when they look up and see there's no Beis HaMikdash? And the answer sadly is no. Everybody does not cry. But the Hasid, the righteous, pious one, they do cry. Galos v'churban. Mitzad mash is a gorem mi'ut, kvyachol lekvodо yisbarach. There's less revelation of Hashem in this world. When anti-Semitism could be on the rise, when Jews look like they're being targeted and attacked, when chas v'shalom there's chilul Hashem, when Jews are not acting the way we're meant to, when we're not elevating this world and molding it and shaping it in His image, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu is kvyachol, God forbid, diminished. There's less godliness. God's brand is down. So part of living a life in which we are devoted, in which all of our life is measured by how close we feel and how close we're drawing others to Him, how much we are promoting His brand. It's an amazing thing. You see in this world people who wear the brands of others and they're not paid anything. There's a brand loyalty to wear Nike or Adidas. You see people who wear all of their comfortable sports clothing and hats, and they're promoting that logo, that brand. They're not paid by that company, but somehow they feel that their identity is elevated by associating with that brand that they think has a certain connection. They have an emotional connection. There are people who have an emotional connection to Diet Coke or to the car they drive and the logo on its hood. They're not paid, but they have to pay in order to be connected with that brand. Well, lahavdil a million times. The brand we should be connected. We should wear on our hat and on the magnet in the back of our car and our bumper sticker and on our shirt. The brand, the logo is the logo of Hashem. I'm on team Hashem. I'm connected with Hashem. I believe in Hashem. I feel Hashem. I talk to Hashem. I stand for Hashem. I surrender and submit to Hashem. I mold and shape and live my life according to His values, His policies, His protocols, His definitions. That should be our yearning and our longing. And when it is, when our entire professional, personal life, when all of our interactions are all about the brand, you should wear that brand. Do you know about my brand? Have you connected with my brand? Do you love my brand? Then we should be pained when the absence of a Beis HaMikdash means the diminishment of His brand. And the longing for the return of the Beis HaMikdash building is for the elevation of that brand. That's why the really righteous feel the pain. They wake up in the middle of the night, they say, Tikkun Chatzos, a person mourns and cries for the Beis HaMikdash. It's not just lip service, it's not just something we say at the end of our Shemona Esrei. But the truly righteous and pious say, the world is incomplete. The world is broken. The world is lost. The world is trying to navigate, but they're lost. And we need a Kadosh Baruch Hu, we need Shechina. So we long for when we will be redeemed, to live through redemption and revelation, and others will see what we see, and they'll listen to what we're listening to, and they'll watch what we're watching, and they will live the way we're living. And we want to see the return of the glory of Hashem to its ascendancy. We want to see that brand rise and go up. We want to see others drawn to it. We want to see the world living according to the way of Hashem. It should pain us. We have a value and we have a vision. When there's something that we hold dear and we see others trampling on it, they don't care about it, they're violating it, then it causes us tremendous pain. If you're honest, dishonesty should bother you. If you're kind and loving, then gossip and slander should bother you. If you care about truth, then people telling lies and falsehood should bother you. And if you care about the Ribono Shel Olam, when you see people and society and culture that is living and operating and promoting anti-God values and vision and life and lifestyle, it should pain us. It should anguish us. It's not just my checklist. I did my mitzvah, leave me alone. I davened, I gave my tzedakah, I put on my tefillin, leave me alone. It's how we live the world, how we look at the world, how we absorb and associate everything happening in the world, how we interpret the world through the prism and through the measure. Is it elevating Hashem's brand or is it lowering it? And if a person says, who am I and what am I? Are you kidding me? Do you know who I am? I'm a nobody. I'm a nothing. I'm a garnished. You think I could cry? I'm on that level. I'm going to, like Rav Shechter, I'm going to tear kriya at the kosel, at the kotel, and then people are going to watch me and stare at me. I'm going to look up and see a mosque instead of a Beis HaMikdash, and I'm going to break down in tears. I'm a nothing. I'm a garnished. I'm a nobody. Be happy I daven. Be happy I keep kosher. Be happy I keep Shabbos. Says the Ramchal, what so many of us are thinking. Because of me, my davening, my merits, my learning, my mitzvahs, that's going to redeem the world. That's going to bring salvation. Are you kidding me? I'm a nobody. I'm a nothing. I'm a nothing. Shuvaso betzido, the answer is so close. Ka'osos shaninu is the Gemara in Sanhedrin. Lefichach nivra adam yechidi, kedei shekol echad yomar b'shvili nivra olam. Gemara in Sanhedrin wonders, why was man created all alone? Adam, by himself. Before Chava was split or splintered off from him, before man was divided in two to be man and woman, Adam and Chava, Adam nivra yechidi. Adam, man was created all alone. Why? The Gemara wonders and gives several answers. Number one, none of us can be egotistical. There should be no sense of competitiveness. None of us are better than the other because we all trace our lineage and our heritage back to the same one person. We have the great same Alter Zayda. We have the same great-great-grandfather. So who do you think you are? You think you're better? You think you're superior? We're all the same. We all come from the same stock. That's number one. But also to teach us, Adam Nivri Yechidi. There's another lesson of Hisbodedus. We've spoken, you can find our shir online on Hisbodedus, the idea of being comfortable in our own skin, the growth opportunity in being comfortable being alone. Adam Nivri Yechidi, man was created alone, and we return to our roots, to our most pure sense, when we are alone with Hashem, alone with our thoughts, alone in conversation with Him and with ourselves. But here the Ramchal says, Adam Nivri Yechidi, for a third reason, which is so that we will say, B'shvili nivra olam. This whole world and everything in it's all created for me. It doesn't have to be for the billions of people who roam the globe. If all there was, if all there ever is me, that's enough for the entire world to exist. But it means also that the weight of the world is on my shoulders. My next act, my next thought, my next behavior, my next decision could tilt the scales, could change the entire trajectory of the world. Don't wait. Oh, someone I know, they give tzedakah. Someone else I know, they're the Baal Chesed. Someone else I know, they burn the midnight oil, they're the Masmid learning Torah. Someone else I know, they daven with kavanah. Me? What am I and who am I? No, Adam Nivri Yechidi. Bishvili Nivra Olam, the whole world was created, and it waits and it relies on me. The Rambam famously says that a person should live with the mindfulness, the consciousness, like the scale of the whole world is even. And the next choice I make, what am I going to watch? What am I going to listen to? What am I going to say? How am I going to spend my time? What am I going to do? That's what's going to tilt the scale of the whole world. Will there be a war with Iran? Will Russia's war with Ukraine end? Will coronavirus disappear and go away? The scale is even, and my next act will make that difference. So to think, who am I and what am I? To think, what difference can I make? That's a terribly, terribly incorrect and faulty and underachieving thought. Mispalam azos, Hashem wants us to long. He wants us to daven. He wants us to ask. He wants us to care. A parent has several children. Do you only want the brightest or the most well-adjusted child to want peace in the family? Or do you want every single child? Do you, no matter their background, their skill set, their life, their lifestyle, to long for peace in our... Hashem is waiting for every one of us. I'll end by telling you, Noach, that's Noach. Rashi tells us that Noach needed the rain in order to ascend into the Teva, because Mikatne Emuna, he was from the small of Emuna. The simple understanding, Rashi, is that he was waiting for the rain to fall. He didn't really believe. He didn't believe in Hashem. He didn't believe a Mabul would come. He needed to see the rain himself before he climbed into the Teva. But the Kedushas Levi, Yitzchak says that's not what it means. Mikatne Emuna doesn't mean that he didn't have a lot of faith in God. It means he didn't have a lot of faith in whom? He didn't have a lot of faith in himself. Noach looked at himself and he said, who am I and what am I? I can't persuade. I'm not going to be able to compel. I'm not going to be able to inspire or motivate anyone. So who am I and what am I? What difference can I make? And therefore, Mikatne Emunah, he didn't believe in himself. He didn't believe in the difference he could make. He didn't believe in the value of his davening or the value of his interactions or his word or his inspiration with others. Mikatne Emunah. He was small and tiny in Emunah. Says the Kedushas Levi, the Mabul wiped out the face of the globe because Noach didn't believe in himself. Forget not believing in other people and forget not believing in the Eibishter and Hashem. He didn't believe in himself and his power and the difference he could make. Says the Ramchal, Lefichach nivra adam yechidi, b'shvili nivra olam. Every one of us should say, who knows? Your tefillah can end the war in Ukraine. Your tefillah could end coronavirus. Your tefillah could bring their full shlema for Esther Tehillah Basari Tzipora. Your tefillah can help that couple have a baby or help that person find their basher. Who knows? The whole scales are even, and your next tefillah, your next move, a mitzvah can tilt them in favor. Until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, stay holy. 8:40.